Alright, what is going on guys? It's Tazz here, and welcome back to the channel. Now that this year's Comic-Con has come and gone, and we have had some pretty amazing announcements, reveals, and even trailers for what is to come in the near future for all things nerdy comic booky, movies, TV shows, video games, and more, I think it is time to once again rank my favorite reveals from the event. Now, I did do a video in this style for E3 this year as well, sort of a roundup of my favorite things from the event. In no particular order guys, let's get into my list of my favorite reveals from Comic-Con 2018. So number one here on the list to start things off has to be the Titans Season 1 trailer. We finally got our first real look at the Titans TV show coming to the DC Universe streaming service, and yeah, it looks like it's going to be super hardcore. We have bone breaks, blood everywhere, and Robin even drops an F-bomb when he says F Batman. It is a crazy action-packed trailer showing me everything I wanted to see from this new Titans TV show. All of the Titans and a bit of their powers or skills, as well as a general feel for how the show is going to be, and it was not disappointing. I literally went and pre-ordered my membership for the DC Universe directly after finishing up my trailer video, so even though there is much divide among fans for this trailer, I am still super hyped for what is to come for Titans in the fall. And the rumor going around right now is that they're going to actually end up dropping all 13 episodes at once, kind of Netflix style, so we will just have to wait and see how that actually plays out. But again, I am very excited for Titans whenever it does end up deciding to drop. Next up has to be one that was definitely a huge surprise reveal at the event, but Star Wars The Clone Wars is coming back for a 7th season. The best Star Wars TV show of all time has been saved and will return in the fall of 2019 on the Disney streaming service, and it will consist of around 12 episodes centered on the siege of Mandalore. And this was just some amazing news. Not only was there an announcement, but we also did get to see a trailer with some new footage which showed off the updated animation and gave us a little tease of what is to come. And man, I thought the Titans trailer got me excited. This trailer was just super awesome, and one of the reveals from Comic-Con that I am just very excited for. Everyone thought it was going to be just a 10-year celebration panel, but no. They had this Clone Wars panel to announce its triumphant return, and I am super hyped. The next reveal on my list is the entire Black Ops 4 Zombies panel, but more specifically the Blood of the Dead trailer. We had a trailer for the other two maps, Voyage of Despair and 9, before Comic-Con, but the map that I am the most excited for has always been Blood of the Dead, and we got a super long cinematic trailer / opening cutscene which shows off a bunch of cool stuff for the map. We got to see sort of a feel for what the updated Alcatraz is going to be like. We got to see some updated graphics, and we got to see the lab underneath Alcatraz, as well as a tease for the transit crew locked up in the freezers and everything. And this trailer just looked absolutely amazing, brought back all the memories of playing Mob of the Dead, and it just gets me very excited to play this map on launch. And the other big reveal from the Zombies panel was of course the Mystery Box Zombies Collector's Edition, which seems to be very cool since it comes with a light up sound, everything. Got a mystery box in it from the Chaos story, and it seems like it's going to be pretty awesome, so I did end up wasting my money and putting down a pre-order on this because I am still kind of upset that I never did end up getting the Juggernog Fridge edition of Black Ops 3, so to spare myself the pain, I just ended up putting down my pre-order on this because, you know, I needed to pre-order the game anyway, I need to get into the beta and stuff, so why not try to get this pretty awesome Zombies edition. Next up here on the list is something that stays with the topic of gaming, and it isn't a huge reveal, but it is the reveal for the third and final pre-order bonus for Spider-Man PS4 called the Velocity Suit. It looks like it's going to be a cross between the Iron Man and like a Tron suit. So it looks like it's going to be very awesome and very cool to play with within the game, and there was also a full story trailer released as well, showing off some of the characters and villains and a rough look at how the story will play out throughout the game. But this is my most anticipated game of the year, and I'm just super hyped for it to come out in just a couple of months. I have my collector's edition pre-ordered and everything, so I'm just super excited to play this game in September. The next reveal that got me pretty excited from Comic-Con is another one that is relatively small, but at Jeff John's panel, he announced that there will be a Stargirl show coming to the DC Universe streaming service, and it will follow her on a mission to bring back the Justice Society, which sounds like it's going to be pretty interesting. Not sure whether or not this will tie into the Legends version of Stargirl and the Justice Society, or if it will just be its own thing and it's going to be establishing its own universe, or maybe even will be in the same universe as Titans and Doom Patrol and everything, but either way, I am very excited for another show coming to the DC streaming service. Next up here on the list, while on the subject of the DC Universe streaming service, we have Young Justice Season 3. Similar to the Clone Wars, Young Justice is another show that was ended way before it should have been, and we are finally finally going to be getting some closure to the show thanks to a new streaming service. From the trailer, it seems like we're going to be picking up with some slightly older versions of the team going on covert missions to put a stop to the metahuman trafficking. The rumor right now is that Season 3 of Young Justice is going to have 22 episodes, and it is going to drop the first half of its season at the beginning part of 2019, and then more towards the end of the year they're going to drop the second half of the season. So either way, very excited for Season 3 of Young Justice. Next up here, we're going to be taking a little bit of a break from the DC stuff and moving more over to the Marvel side. First on this Marvel list is the announcement and release date for Iron Fist Season 2. There was a very small teaser trailer to go along with the reveal of the release date, which is going to be September 7th, which is pretty funny because that is the same day that Spider-Man PS4 comes out, so you can watch some Iron Fist while you wait for Spider-Man to download. But anyway, I actually really did enjoy the first season of Iron Fist, and I'm very excited to learn more about Season 2. Next up, we have the announcement for Season 2 of Cloak and Dagger, and I feel like it is a super underrated show, and I really enjoy it. Each episode to me is better than the last, and it is nice to know that it will be back next year for another season, so very excited that Cloak and Dagger got renewed. Another Marvel TV show we got a trailer for was actually Season 2 of The Gifted, and this season looks like it's going to be absolutely insane. I really did enjoy the first season of The Gifted. I really do enjoy all of the X-Men shows, also Legion as well, but The Gifted Season 2 looks like it's going to be pretty amazing, and I'm very excited for it in the fall as well. The next couple of Marvel things here are trailers for two new movies, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse as well as Venom. Venom is coming out in just a couple of months, and they did show a new trailer to the people at Comic-Con. Unfortunately, this was not released to the public, but supposedly it's going to be coming out pretty shortly here. So from what I've heard from what this trailer did actually show, I am very excited to see when this trailer does actually end up releasing, and I'm very excited for the Venom movie because we do have a trailer, or a couple of other trailers I think, for the movie as well, but either way, very excited for Venom. But on the side of Spider-Verse, this is another one that I'm pretty surprised that a trailer was only shown off to the people at Comic-Con rather than the general public. I know this movie doesn't come out until December, so we do still have quite a few months that they can release a new trailer in, but I am still very excited for this movie from what I've heard from the panels and what I've heard from what the footage was that they actually did show off, and from the first trailer that we actually got for the movie as well. So very excited for these couple of Marvel movies here at the end of this year. The next announcement or reveal here on my list would have to be the Bumblebee trailer, which unfortunately again was one of those that was only shown off to the people at Comic-Con. I know we did get a trailer for this movie recently, and the trailer was actually pretty awesome, but it is again pretty unfortunate that this is another one of those movies that only the people at Comic-Con got to see new footage for. But from those people that were at Comic-Con, they did say that the trailer did in fact show off the Gen 1 Optimus Prime, which is super awesome and gets me even more hyped for this movie. Next, we have all of the DC reveals and trailers. First up was Black Lightning, which unfortunately had no new footage, which is pretty weird considering they have been filming for quite a while. There was also a Wonder Woman 84 panel where some footage was shown off, but not to the public, only those at Hall H. The next thing shown off was actually shown to everyone, and that was the Shazam trailer, which was pretty surprising that the full trailer was released to the public, but it was pretty awesome, and it looks like it's going to be just a super fun and funny movie, and it's going to make a great entry into the DCEU. And speaking of the DCEU, the next trailer that was shown off was actually the Aquaman trailer, and it was just insane. So much going on at once, the effects and CG looks pretty amazing, and it comes out in December, so I cannot wait for that, and it is looking like it is going to be a pretty amazing movie as well. The future of the DCEU is looking pretty bright, Aquaman at the end of the year, and Shazam coming in April. Very excited to see what the future of the DCEU has in store. Next up, going back to the DC TV stuff, like I said before, there was no new footage shown off for Black Lightning, which was pretty unfortunate considering they did release a pretty long trailer which ended up just being a recap of the last season, and their panel was actually the first DC TV panel of the day, which again makes it pretty unfortunate that they didn't show off any new footage. On the side of Supergirl and Legends, I'm going to combine them here because they both did have trailers which did show off a bit of new footage, but it was new footage mixed in with a lot of old stuff. For Supergirl, they had pretty much just a recap of the end of the last season, and then they did show off a little tease for what is to come within Season 4, showing us a first look at Agent Liberty, as well as a first look at the new Supergirl suit. And as for the Legends trailer, while it did also contain quite a bit of a recap within the trailer, it did also showcase what we're going to be seeing within the next season. A bigger focus on magic as well as Constantine, and in the trailer we did also get to see where we're going to be going within the first episode for the next season, as well as a little bit of a tease for some of the magical creatures that the Legends will be running into this season. We did get to see a unicorn as well as some mention of a dragon. So next season of Legends seems like it's going to be pretty awesome as well. And as for The Flash and Arrow, we did get some pretty awesome trailers out of those two shows as well. On the Arrow side of things, we got to see how Oliver is doing within prison and how Star City is doing without any vigilantes for the last 5 months. The Flash trailer showed us off a bunch of new stuff with Nora, and we even got a first look at the Flash ring. DCTV this year looks like it is going to be pretty amazing. But finally, the last thing here on my list for favorite reveals from this year's Comic-Con would have to be the trailer for Season 3 of Riverdale. It is a show that I really do enjoy. I've mentioned it here before on the channel in a few different videos, but they did show off a new trailer at Comic-Con that got me pretty excited for what is to come in the future for their next season. Even though it was mostly a recap, the little teaser at the end of the trailer got me pretty excited. But other than that, guys, this has been my huge list of things that I'm excited for after this year's Comic-Con. What do you think of my list? Do you like it? Do you not like it? Or do you have a list of your own? I want to know your thoughts on all of this down in the comments below. But until next time, guys, it's been Taz, and I'll see you guys in the next video.